The Centre Masters Festival couldn't look at the range of different specialized masters available without looking at business analytics. It is one of the hottest programs at business schools across the world. And so now it's great to turn to the UMass Isenberg, where, again, as Trista Havey, who's the Director of Graduate Career Services, will explain, tremendous demand for the program. And currently in the program, we have Emma Talbot. Emma is taking her MS in Business Analytics and will graduate in early 2024. She's already got that data engineer background and a position at Travelers, the insurance firm. So thank you. Lovely to have you back, Trista, and great to have you with us, Emma. Trista, we've talked about Isenberg, and Emma, who did her undergrad at the school, really knows the institution very well. But for our viewers from all around the world, tell us a little bit about the school, its values, its wonderful reputation.
Yeah, absolutely. So Isenberg School of Management is on the flagship campus at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, tucked away right in a nice Nestle college town, and certainly offers a portfolio of master's options as well as undergrad, some of them online, some of them on campus. And we also have opportunities at our Mount Ida campus, especially for our MSBA population to take advantage of. So what we really focus on, especially in the master's space, would be flexibility, right? To complete, whether it be an accelerated pace with a 4+1, you're an undergrad and transitioning into your master's program, taking some classes relatively, late into your undergrad and transitioning into your master's degree. Or you could do, fully immersed in Amherst. Like I said, you could do classes in Mount Ida or 100% online. So we definitely look at maximizing the flexibility for our students.
Now, you yourself, Trista, have built a great career at the school. When you're with family, with friends, or how do you like to sort of describe Isenberg to people?
Yeah, I think about the culture, and Emma can certainly talk to this, but it's really a culture of collaboration and enthusiasm to learn. Our students are taking classes, but then they're also, doing certificates and maybe LinkedIn learnings and Forge, simulation experiences. And so it's this really, welcoming educational experience of positivity, enthusiasm, and the eagerness to learn more, right? We're just continuously learning more through our classes, through professional development series, workshops. And so when I think about, the breadth of our student populations, it really is entwined in the culture and what it provides.
Right, there's the breadth of the student population. You'd mentioned earlier the breadth of master's and MBA programs available. Yeah. There's that collaboration, but also cutting edge technology for the online delivery of some of those programs. For the business analytics, you'd said that this really is, a program in high demand. Who do you think it's best suited for? And the sort of career opportunities that Emma and others of her classmates will then pursue?
Yeah, so it's a really unique opportunity with the specialized masters because you will have students with no experience, right, coming from various undergraduate, areas and different, whether it be life science or engineering or business, and really capping that with analytics. So, right, so you have a traditional 4+1 and it may be an accelerated pace that kind of culminates your educational experience. But then you also have working professionals who might be 20 years out and really coming back because data analytics is entwined in every industry. And the need is growing for working professionals to continue to learn and develop their skills in that space. So we're seeing people either take classes while they're working in the online or completely pivoting back to either Amherst or Newton to really sharpen some in-person skill sets in analytics. So, the nice thing is you're seeing everything from relatively early career to 20+ years of experience and all capping it with analytics.
Right. Now, Emma, Trista describes +1, and for you it was plus the masters. You knew UMass and Isenberg already very well from undergrad. So as you were thinking about next steps and analytics, the growing influence that it's having across industries and sectors, did you think about, well, business school, yeah, I could do an MBA. What was it that really drew you to this program, and of course a school that you know so well?
Yeah, there are a couple things that definitely drew me to this program. One being that accelerated option and the flexibility the program offered. I was able to take 12 credits before I even finished my undergrad degree towards this master's. That gave me plenty of flexibility in timing as I wanted to be able to start my full-time job once I got my bachelor's. Other than that, I was able to take some of those immersive classes in Amherst while I still lived out there. And now I'm taking classes online since I don't live near campus anymore. I did consider an MBA, but I was one of those people who had no work experience and I had a tight timeline for completing this degree. An MBA is a great choice, but it definitely takes more time. And without that prior work experience, it wouldn't get me where I wanted to be. So the specialized masters with the skills that I would learn in my classes was why I chose the program.
And we mentioned the role that you have at Travelers to then continue the studies online and combine it, with other professional commitments. Are you able to then bring that learning into your current role?
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of the classes I'm taking currently are teaching me about data visualization skills, which is something that for anyone who works in data has to use on any level. I use it in my job to just show our internal customers the analysis I've completed. So I've been learning a lot and being able to apply it immediately the next day at work.
Now, you talk about visualization. There are data-driven modeling that you'll do, clusters. You probably have more terminology than I could possibly imagine. Tell us about the learning experience, but also perhaps some of the storytelling, some of the more intangible skills that you've also developed to bring data to life.
Yeah, I think something that's special about this program is you start from the beginning. When you first begin this program, you start in a statistics class that teaches you like really how to evaluate your data. And then moving through the program, you end up taking those data visualization classes and other classes that like teach you coding and how to pull your graphs and your data. And I think following that pathway is really important in understanding like each segment, so when you finally get to showing your data to your customers, to whether it's a project you're working on, you understand where it came from, how you got to those decisions, and then how to display them.
So with all of those technical skills, Trista, you and your colleagues in terms of graduate career services at Isenberg, I mean, that's a big part too, and often very personalized to each individual and the career path and journey that they're taking. How does that work to combine alongside all of the classes that they're taking?
Yeah, absolutely. So new this fall, we've implemented a required career course in the MSBA. And truly what that does is hold students accountable for these modules that are taught, live with one of our coaches and our communications coach. And they walk individuals through transitional phases and steps in their career journey so that there is, on top of their academics, that self-discovery, right? What do I actually like about this career path? What are opportunities available? And it's everything from having conversations about soft skills and communications to, resume writing and cover letter, all those kind of core areas, building upon orientation. It takes it through the fall semester. And then, truly working with a career coach one-on-one. And certainly I know that Emma had worked very closely with one of our coaches, is really how you can uncover what you enjoy about analytics, right? Because analytics runs in all different industries, all different sectors, but you really have to hone in on what that means for you. Right? Are you interested in healthcare analytics? Are you thinking about accounting? Are you diving deeper into investments and finance? It could be taken into a number of different ways, but that can probably feel overwhelming, right? Where do I want to go? And then you're really coupling that with your undergraduate experience and what your background is. Or if you're, X amount of years out and you're a working professional, maybe you're pivoting, maybe you're reconsidering your career strategy. And so having those one-on-one sessions to really unpack what the career path is meant for you is incredibly important.
And presumably, Trista, skills that will serve you both for that first position as you come out of the program, but you're also helping them to think about as a stepping
Yeah.
stone in, 2 years, 5 years out.
Exactly. It's really what are the transferable skills that you're bringing into that first career path? What do you want to take away from that first one? Or if you're further along, what are you hoping to build upon, and where do you want to kind of move into, right? So absolutely, it is a whole self-discovery and thinking ahead, but also developing what you need from that first career and where that's going to take you next.
Now, as Trista said, Emma, whether it's insurance, whether it's financial services, healthcare, I mean, data and how it threads through all of these different industries. How did you then use the support of Trista's team, the coach that very personally worked with you, to then help you with interviewing or think about networking, all of those different parts of building a career path?
Yeah, so for me, it started way back when I began my undergrad. They support you immediately. Not only are there built-in classes like Trista was talking about for undergrads and now graduate students, beyond that, you have the career coaches. So I took full advantage of my career coach. I worked directly with her on improving my resume, doing mock interviews, and when I got to it, looking over my job offers and helping me decide what was a good path for me to take, especially as she was helping me decide to take this, join this MSBA program, understanding how that would change my outlook on my first job out of college. And on top of that, they host all sorts of like info sessions, and throughout Isenberg, there's networking sessions. You just learn throughout your time there how to professionally network, which is a unique opportunity to learn while you're in college.
Perhaps it's reckless, Emma, to ever talk about career proofing. Certainly with the volatility of the economy, and yet as you thought about business analytics and skills that are going to be in such high demand in the decades to come, how did you then sort of think about it, and then what are your future plans? How you'll be able to continue to draw on the Isenberg experience for the next steps in your career?
Yeah, for sure. I was definitely going into the program, I was unsure of which field I would go into. I chose insurance because of how stable it is and how large data is in this field. And one thing I've learned since within the program, as well as within my job now, is how important it is to understand data. And if you can understand data, then you can learn the new tech skills. As things change, you're gonna have to learn the new tech skills. So I think going through a program like this helps give you that baseline. So if you're using different visualization tools like MicroStrategy or Tableau or just Excel, even if you learned on one of those tools, just knowing the baseline will transition to the newest tool that comes out. So this program gives you that baseline, and no matter what tech you'll be using, what field you'll be working in, you can transition your skills and your knowledge.
With that sort of transition or adaptability, Trista, and constantly keeping pace with new developments, whether
Yeah.
for travelers or the many other recruiters that come to Isenberg, what do they tell you about what they see in Isenberg students that they really appreciate?
Yeah, so our students, I mean, it's unique in the sense that our students don't need to have, when they come into this program, they don't need to have a data background, right? They don't have to have strong quantitative skills. That will be built in. And then there's another unique feature is there's two tracks, right? You can, if your background is maybe life science or engineering and you need more of the business skills on top of that analytics, you're going to follow the business foundation track. If you come in and you have some of those analytic skills and you really want to drive that home, then you would go down the data analytics track and you would do more advanced analytics. And you could also do the focus area that could go on top of this, which is heavier into analytics courses. So what they're seeing is options for the students. The students are continuously developing their skill sets, regardless of what track that they go down. And they're also acknowledging that these students are eager to learn, right? They want to do more. They then go into certificates or couple it with this, or they're taking additional classes. And that's because they're becoming better employees for these employers, right? So they're becoming better equipped, better skilled. And the employers see that. They see that they have the drive, the excitement to learn, and the eagerness to continue down this analytics career path. Because like you said, it's not going away, that's for sure. It's just advancing more.
I mean, even Trista, with you and your colleagues, when you see Emma and the new intake for the business analytics program, they arrive in the program, there's so many options, there's the wider community, everything that's taking place. Do you really see a transformation from day one to that point of graduation?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the students come into the program and they're in that exciting self-discovery phase, right? So they don't know what they don't know, and they've tried things. Maybe they didn't like it, or they've pivoted. Maybe an internship was an opportunity for them and they had a turning point. And Emma's a data engineer. That's amazing to be able to do that work and that level of data that she enjoys. And so, yes, it's amazing for our team to see the transition. And that's everything from being comfortable interviewing to networking to develop your skills as a whole individual, right? Not just as a student, but as really a well-rounded individual, learning how to, take these skills into the future. So it is a big part of why we do what we do.
Still another 3 or 4 months to go, Emma. More courses to complete, but you've done most of it. As you reflect, both perhaps how quickly the program goes by with so much engagement, but the things that really stood out for you, perhaps even something unexpected that you learned about yourself as you've been through the program, what would that be?
I think one of the things that Trissa did mention this earlier, touch on the culture at Isenberg, and especially for someone who hasn't been to Isenberg, doesn't know anyone who's been there, the culture is huge. It's the people that really make this program what it is, and that make your outcome what it's going to be. Even within your classes, I did a few in person at the beginning of the program. Many of them are group project based. So even the students within your classes, getting to meet them, everyone has different backgrounds. Now with the online classes, I'm meeting even a more diverse population of students, and you can learn so much from them. Some of these people have worked in different business jobs for 10, 20 years, and now they're coming to take this program. So we're all coming in from different points to learn. So just seeing all these backgrounds come together and learn, and the way people think about things is very different. It's really helpful in the learning experience. And just on top of that, continuing with the people, the advisors, the professors, they're outstanding at their jobs. They're involved with more than just their classes at Isenberg. Many of them like head clubs or do research. So they're always super interested in talking to you. And even now, I've been able to come back and do some recruiting like from the program while I'm still in it, which is really exciting. So I'm talking to like some of my students who are taking classes right alongside of me, and working on like recruiting with them for my company.
That's a wonderful virtuous circle. I'm sure the team at Graduate Career Services loves the idea of you now coming back to look for more talented graduates. Now, you had already taken, 12 credits during undergrad, so you had this head start. You talk about other students in the program that maybe had 10, 15, as many as 20 years of experience. It is a big step, to commit to then the master's program and continuing with your graduate management education. So for our viewers, at whatever stage they might be at in their personal journey, what is your advice, Emma, to someone thinking about a master's in business analytics, and specifically, of course, at Isenberg?
I think that you should absolutely go for it. Like Trista mentioned, this program is so flexible. You can really make what you want of it. You can take it as slow or as quickly as you want. You can take those online classes at a pace you're comfortable with. And the online classes are really flexible. The professors know that the majority of the students are working full time, and they make sure you're not doing busy work. Everything you're doing is for your learning and education. So if you're thinking about it, consider the skills that this program will give you, and consider where you want to be when you get to the end of the program, and make sure that the time you put into this will get you to where you want.
Right. I mean, Trista, has the online availability really changed things for people, just because the flexibility that it brings, or combining their studies with the professional commitments that they already have? Have you really seen the change?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think having that option in person serves its purpose, right? You are in person, you're immersing yourself in that experience. And if you can do in person, that's wonderful. But the online is really the most flexible option because you're working, you have family commitments, and you can really do up to 1 year of your program and 100% online. So you can do hard things for 1 year. And so, diving into that, that with that mindset, that you will succeed and you will achieve something within a year that's going to help advance your degree. Nothing compares to that. But yeah, it's absolutely the most flexible format for students and working professionals and anybody who might not be close to one of our Mount Ida or Amherst campus. They have that flexibility to still complete their degree.
So just perhaps my final question, your advice, whether in terms of finding the right program, business analytics, or the suite of different MBA and master's programs that Isenberg offers, and also the right delivery of
Yeah.
that program, how do you encourage people to think about, what's going to be best for them?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a couple of recommendations. One would be setting up time with our graduate recruitment specialist. So we have a team of specialized graduate recruitment specialists who are going to have these conversations. You can make appointments off the Isenberg website and just ask them about the flexibility and the formats, and they can talk to a number of our master's degree programs and then the formats within that, because it's not a one size fits all, right? Everybody has a specific career path, a certain goal, needs certain flexibility. And so having those conversations with the team is incredibly beneficial. And then I would also say, try to connect with one of our current students or alumni and just ask them questions. Ask them about the program, ask them about their experience, and then think about what your needs are, what your journey is. So that self-reflection early as a prospective student is exactly what is required before you submit an application.
Well, Emma, we didn't tell you this before we went live, but these Centre Court recordings are watched off by tens of thousands of people. So for you, the classmates, alumni, as Trista suggested, to be able to find out more about the program. And we're really delighted that you were able to join us for Centre Court to share that experience with us. Trista, it's always wonderful to have you with us at these events. Good luck with the next 3-4 months. I look forward to following your story. And to both of you, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
having us.